Deadpool is still a year away from release, but the movie just started production, so small details are starting to leak out. As CBR began to learn the scoop on Deadpool's sequel, we began putting together a list of everything that Deadpool 2 is getting right. After the video, be sure to like and share all of the Deadpool goodness we're about to reveal. Deadpool doesn't mess around, unless he's messing up. One way to make sure you don't mess up and miss any of the videos on our playlist is by subscribing to CBR.
Oh, Star Wars jokes.
Empire.
Jesus Christ, it's like I made you in a computer.
It Takes Two. When Deadpool was first released, no one knew how successful the film would be, which explains why they took their time to make it happen. Movie executives started talking about a movie as early as the year 2000. The man who eventually became Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, was attached to the picture in 2004, 12 years before the movie was finally released. Because of rights issues between Marvel and 20th Century Fox, the Merc with a Mouth had no voice in the movies until 2009 when they decided to work the character into X-Men Origins Wolverine. That move ended up delaying the release of a solo movie for a long time because the Deadpool in that movie bore little resemblance to the Wade Wilson that fans know and love, and sometimes loathe. Still, Reynolds held strong, teaming with the film's current creative team a few years back. After a little accidental leak of test footage, fan support swelled. Before anyone knew it, the movie released in February of 2016, and the little anti-hero that could sliced, diced, and cursed his way to box office records. Given a tiny, by superhero standards, budget of $58 million, the film has pulled in over $780 million worldwide. When you're rolling in that kind of dough, you make another, and probably a few more pizzas.
I got places to be, a face to fix, and oh, bad guys to kill.
Cash doesn't rule everything around them. Did you just catch how much it cost to film Deadpool? Less than $60 million? And it made almost $800 million? Say what? Compare that number to the least expensive movie in the MCU, Ant-Man, which cost $130 million to make. Essentially, Marvel's smallest film literally and figuratively cost over double what Deadpool did. That's a lot of moolah, and sometimes more money, more problems, and more bad ideas. Even though Deadpool resulted in bank vaults that Scrooge McDuck would be jealous of for the film's producers, the film's creative crew decided wisely and is keeping the budget lowish for the sequel. The special effects in Deadpool worked well with the cartoonish tone of the movie, so it seemed wrong to mess with the formula. Besides not trying to overdo it, keeping the cost down also makes the bosses smile. Even though they're adding to the cast with characters whose mutant powers will require heavy special effects, their goal is to stay grounded with the sequel. They're confident they know what made the first film a hit. Let's hope they're right. For those of you who love ad-free viewing and free things, we're excited to announce the Premium Network. The Premium gets you early access to videos from CBR, The Gamer, Screen Rant, and many other great channels. Thousands of videos in one place with ad-free browsing. How sweet is that? Sign up for free The Premium by clicking the link to start binge-watching videos from your favorite channels. Talk dirty to me. When something awesome comes along and that something awesome makes it rain with F-bombs, one common cry from your lamer Facebook friends will be, "What about the children?" Those people are about to learn that sometimes people like it when superheroes have a potty mouth. There were several conversations during the production of Deadpool regarding the rating. Still, even though it was a smashing success, some wanted to lower the age restriction for the follow-up, hopeful more kiddos would get their eyeballs and wallets into theaters. Once again, Reynolds, the writers, and several more have decided that Deadpool is simply a rated R superstar. Going all in on the dirtier side of Deadpool worked once. We can't see any reason that it won't work again.
You know how they say cancer in Spanish?
No.
El Cancer.
Oh, I could have guessed that.
I write jokes, not tragedies. Deadpool has to be funny. It's one of his trademarks. He also has to break the fourth wall, kill without regard to safety, never get the girl, and equally love both chimichangas and rocket launchers. Thankfully, the duo that made it work the first time is back. It may have taken 16 years from idea to big screen, but we think it was worth the wait because the film landed two writers who absolutely got Deadpool. When the film had a last-minute budget cut of $8 million, they went right back to their laptops and wrote a new way to save a few bucks without compromising the film. And they made it funny. They had to. Without the right amount of humor, the film would have never worked. Too many jokes or having Deadpool break the fourth wall constantly and it gets stale. Not enough, and internet instigators call you out for not understanding the character. They pulled it off, and we're expecting them to do it again.
You're about to be killed by a Zamboni!
They're bringing sexy back. When Ryan Reynolds stars in a movie, he's usually the one providing the hotness. He's been People magazine's sexiest man and sexiest dad alive. Dude's got game, even if the cover of one of those magazines was used to poke fun at the hunky leading actor in the opening credits. Yet, since Deadpool isn't your average superhero film, the really ridiculously good-looking megastar happens to have cancer, combined with his ability to regenerate, and his skin is in a constant state of awfulness. So no, we're not talking about Reynolds. We mean they're bringing back Vanessa Carlyle, played by Morena Baccarin. She gave the first film Heart, a love story between all the blood and guts, as Deadpool reminds us via breaking the fourth wall in the first movie. Wade Wilson is always quick with a quip, but Vanessa proved to be even faster and more vulgar. Deadpool 2 brings Vanessa back, though her role in the film hasn't been revealed. We're hoping that the rumors we're hearing are true. Maybe Vanessa will finally become closer to the comic book version of her character, Copycat, a mutant with the powers to shapeshift. She can become any other human on a cellular level, even copying superpowers.
I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way, with 2 swords and maximum effort.
The gang's all here. Vanessa isn't the only supporting character returning from the first film. Almost every actor who shared the screen with Deadpool once are copycatting the idea and coming along for another ride, including the man who helps Deadpool get to the carnage, Dopinder. The capable cabbie from the first film didn't seem to mind transporting Deadpool to and from various places. Places that his red and black spandex-wearing fare will soon be causing wanton destruction. The character was a late addition to the script, but proved to be such a hit they brought him back. Also back are Weasel and Blind Al, 2 of Deadpool's closest confidants, and biggest thorns in his side. TJ Miller is back as Weasel, and the actor is hoping for a little more action in the second film, maybe even firing off a gun or 2 from his stockpile that sells to Deadpool. Blind Al, Wade's roommate and possible hostage, played by Leslie Uggams, is also back. We're not sure if she'll stay with Wilson, particularly if he's now living with Vanessa, making Blind Al an awkward third wheel who can't even put together a dresser properly. 2 more characters coming back, X-Man Colossus and his Proby Negasonic Teenage Warhead. And they're not the only mutants Deadpool has to deal with in the sequel.
And now, for the moment I've all been waiting for.
Mutant Macarena. Wade Wilson had his mutant power awoken thanks to being left on the verge of asphyxiation in the world's worst hyperbaric chamber for an entire weekend by another mutant, Francis, aka Ajax. He worked for and is a product of a company that creates mutants for the highest bidder, usually against their will. He's got a henchperson named Angel Dust, a woman of few words and super strength. The movie also had heroic mutants, members of the X-Men even. Colossus did his best to mentor Deadpool, trying to have him use his mutant powers for good. Tagging along and looking bored is an ex-trainee who can blow stuff up and use Snapchat at the same time, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Since the bad guys died, Deadpool's world needed some more mutants, and the writers of the film are bringing some heavy hitters. Cable and Domino are the headliners, and we'll dig more into them in a moment.
She's like Robin to my Batman, except she's old, and black, and blind. And I think she's in love with me.
Waiting for a girl like Domino. One of the 2 biggest additions to the Deadpool universe, the movies starring Deadpool are about to add one of the luckiest mutants around. Literally, this woman makes her own luck, and kicks a lot of butt. Domino, a character well known to fans, will be in Deadpool 2, joining in on all the mercenary games. Similar to Wade Wilson, she was a mutant who gained her powers through experimentation, seemingly an obvious tie-in to the evil company that made Deadpool. She has a special subconscious telekinetic ability that changes things in her environment to best work out in her favor. When she needs things to go her way, they do. When she needs her foes to suffer some bad luck, her subconscious kicks in and delivers a little luck. She's also a trained marksman and a master of martial arts. Zazie Beetz will be bringing Nina Thurman, or Domino, to life on the big screen. Producers wanted a lesser-known actress for the role, someone who could really sink into the part. They're gonna have a tough time showing how her powers work, but Beetz seems to have the acting chops to pull it off. Like Copycat, she's also a member of the X-Force, so...
It's got 3,000 rounds. We all know what I can do with 12.
X gon' give it to ya. We've never been great at math, but we're pretty sure if you add Copycat, Deadpool, and Domino together, it equals X, or at least the algebraic formula for the superhero team X-Force. Created in the comics in the early 90s by Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld, as Marvel was hoping to cash in on the X-Men craze. The classic group of misfit mutants were selling big back then, and the thought of a not-so-nice but still overall nice offshoot seemed like a great idea. With the whispers of an X-Force movie down the road, and even louder whispers that Ryan Reynolds is helping write the movie, along with his Deadpool scribes, the introduction of X-Force and Deadpool 2 seems obvious. 20th Century Fox wants to keep making mutant movies, and putting X-Force in their shared universe with X-Men opens up worlds of possibilities.
What's happening? What's Apocalypse doing?
It is not Apocalypse. Time is changing. Somehow the past is being changed and the time stream is realigning.
Hey, Cable. Of course, if you're gonna have an X-Force, then you have to have the mutant who calls himself their leader. The man they call Cable has been associated with Deadpool in the comics for years. Their many misadventures together meant fans knew that one day, if Deadpool was in a movie, Cable would have to show up. The writers tried to make him fit into the first film, but felt his complicated backstory would take too much away from the Deadpool origin story. Cable is a time-traveling soldier. His goal is to prevent the horrific future he comes from. An awful future he grew up in because his dad, Scott Summers, Cyclops to the cool kids, and his mother, a clone of Jean Grey, sent him there after he was infected with a technovirus. He had a tough life, but mastered his powerful telekinetic and telepathic abilities. The fantasy casting went on for a while, but producers eventually settled on Josh Brolin. The actor is no stranger to comic roles, having played Jonah Hex and currently providing the voice for Thanos in the MCU. He's been showcasing his preparation for the role on social media, and so far, he has the look down. All of us can't wait to see what trouble Cable and Deadpool will get into when Deadpool 2 is released.
4 or 5 moments, that's all it takes to be a hero.
While not a lot is known about Deadpool 2 right now, it seems like the creators of the film are on the right track. So what do you think? Do you like the direction they're heading? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget the trifecta of coolness: like, share, and subscribe to CBR's channel. Thanks for watching.